Hello everyone, I'm Yehan Dineth and we are Group 132 and this is our Sprint 1 review for the Deakin University website project. The aim of this sprint was not just coding but also planning and preparing the foundation for our project. Sprint 1 ran over 3 weeks from week 4 to week 6 and we mainly focused on user stories, task distribution, environment setup, and collaboration. We use Trello as our project management tool. At the beginning of the sprint, we set up our product backlog, where we added all user stories for the project. Each story was broken into smaller tasks. Assigned, we assigned story points and allocated group members to complete those tasks. The board was structured into four columns: the product backlog, the sprint one task, the in progress, and the done. As work progressed, cards were moved across these columns, which helped us keep track visually.
Hello, I'm Sohan. Our sprint backlog included a few user stories, and the tasks for sprint 1 were extracted mainly from the user story labeled as class timetable and GUI upgrade. To make the project fair, each member was allocated 10 story points. My role was focused on the student unit details table. In the first week, I created the table structure and added the essential unit information such as codes, names, and credit points. Later, I extended it by adding a row for scheduled learning activities, which gave the students a clear view of weekly commitments. Alongside, I also worked on merging code in GitHub, which helped integrate my table with the UI header and other features.
Hi, I'm Ruhansee. So I work mainly on the UI design and styling of the project. So my key tasks were creating a new header section and integrating the university logo and also updating the color scheme to blue to make the university's identity. So these changes were important because they gave our project a professional look and improved the usability.
My contributions were mainly on content and repository management. I added the unit content and field link, which gave users direct access to important information. I also created the hurdle requirements section to make the academic requirements more clear. These features are important because they reflect how real university websites provide students with essential information. In addition, I handled multiple merges in GitHub, ensuring everyone's work came together smoothly without breaking the project. Merging can be tricky, but managing it early in the sprint gave our group confidence with using version control for using Git for version control.
We also wanted to share how we manage teamwork. We met weekly on Microsoft Teams for planning and updates, and for tasks that we were more complex, like fixing merge conflicts, we had quick in person catch ups. And sometimes scheduling was hard because of different classes and jobs, but leaving updates on screenshots on team meant no one was left behind.
Course Sprint 1 was not without challenges. So, the first challenge was that some members were still new to GitHub, which caused merge conflicts and delays. So, we solved this by organizing a quick training session and training sessions together and helping each other through the conflicts. The second challenge was time management. So at the beginning, we underestimated how long certain tasks would take, like designing the header with accessibility in mind. So we solved this by readjusting story points and redistributing smaller tasks so the workload was fairer.
Despite the challenges, many things went really well. Consistent use of Trello helped us stay organized and transparent. Everyone could see progress in real time. Open communication was another strength. Instead of working in isolation, we discussed issues as soon as they appeared. As a team leader, one of my responsibilities in Sprint 1 was managing the story point allocation process. After we created our user stories, I guided the group in estimating the complexity and effort of each task. We used a very simple relative scale. Smaller, straightforward tasks like updating colors or adding the logo, uh, like very small tasks, were given 1 or 2 points, while more complex tasks, which required uh, a little more time and effort, were given between 3 and 4 points. This approach helped us to keep the workload balanced across the team. For example, when I noticed that one member had too many higher point tasks, I suggested redistributing some of them to make sure everyone contributed fairly without being overloaded. So at the end, everyone got around 10 points to work uh, during sprint 1. Allocating story points also allowed us to track velocity. We could see how much work we were completing in sprint 1, which gave us a better idea of what is realistic for sprint 2. Overall, this process ensured that our planning was structured, transparent, and achievable.
So if we reflect on what we learned from this sprint, we realize the importance of role clarity, but also value of helping each other cross roles when needed. When recognizing that merge conflicts are part of teamwork and solving them together builds stronger technical skills. And we saw how vital communication is when through Trello, Teams, or in person, staying connected made us more effective.
Yeah, so looking ahead for Sprint 2, we want to make improvements. Firstly, we will set earlier internal deadlines to avoid last minute rush. Secondly, we will continue practicing Git so that conflicts are fewer and easier to manage. Thirdly, we plan to rotate tasks slightly so that each of us can gain experience beyond our main roles. So, this way, we all build skills in both front end and repository management.
To conclude, Sprint 1 gave us a solid foundation for our project. We successfully completed our user stories, established strong teamwork practices, and overcame challenges together. As a result, we are well prepared to move into Sprint 2, where we will focus on the rest of the user stories. Thank you for watching our Sprint 1 review.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.